Today's video is going to be about a case in Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or not, but it's pretty sad and interesting. So let's just take a look and leave in the comments below what y'all think.
6 people killed in Henrietta earlier this week. A mom, her 3 children, and 2 of their friends all shot and killed. The killer then killing himself. A total of 7 bodies were found. News 4's Kaitor K has more details from law enforcement. Kaitor?
The details are extremely difficult to hear. Okmulgee's police chief says all 6 victims had gunshot wounds to the head.
The evidence is that Jesse McFadden murdered 6 people and then killed himself. Beyond that, I don't know what his thought process was.
New disturbing details in a case that's horrified the state of Oklahoma and beyond. Okmulgee Police Chief Joe Prentice painting a clearer picture about the 7 bodies found on a rural property in Henrietta on Monday. Evidence has led them to believe convicted rapist and registered sex offender Jesse McFadden shot his 3 stepkids in the head at his home, as well as 2 teenage girls that were spending the night with his stepdaughter. The chief also saying McFadden shot his wife Holly and himself.
Holly McFadden suffered 3 gunshot wounds to the head, and Jesse McFadden appears to have shot himself in the head.
After 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer went missing on Sunday, law enforcement obtained a search warrant for McFadden's home the following day. Southeast of the actual residence, they found the girls' bodies at a creek near the body of 17-year-old Riley Allen, and several hundred feet southeast of that, in a heavily wooded area, the bodies of McFadden, his wife, 15-year-old Michael Mayo, and 13-year-old Tiffany Guess.
Without going into a lot of detail, that scene appeared to be staged to me. I think the bodies had been moved from where they were originally killed.
Chief Prentice saying they still don't know the motive for the killings or the events that led up to them, emphasizing to the community that they'll never get all the answers to this indescribable tragedy.
Normal people can't understand why. People that perpetrate crimes like this are evil. And normal folks like us can't understand why they do that.
Father's search for answers leading him into a house of horrors. Nobody prepared for what was inside or the potential evidence missed by investigators. Following blockbuster developments, leaving 7 people dead, including 5 children.
Brittany Brewer, Ivy Webster, Tiffany Guess, Michael Mayo, and Riley Allen, all between the ages of 13 and 17, along with Holly Guess, each shot to death.
Earlier this week, law enforcement released the home where the murders occurred, giving him back to the property owner. And as of Tuesday afternoon, there was no longer an active investigation at this location.
In an effort to figure out what led up to this horrific murder-suicide, the families of the victims have launched their own search for answers.
The parents of teenager Ivy Webster wanted to go through the crime scene, hoping they could find something that would explain what happened. Once the crime tape was removed from the home and the scene released by law enforcement, the family went inside.
They left yesterday devastated by what they found.
Well, Adria, Kevin, we first want to warn you, the images you're about to see from inside the home are disturbing. It was hard to watch Ivy's family as they discovered what they believe is crucial evidence that was left behind by law enforcement. In a matter of minutes, they found their own daughter's cell phone tucked away in a cabinet, and that was just the beginning. Now they're wondering whether law enforcement dropped the ball.
We can't have parents go through OEF. I'm angry. This should have never happened.
His daughter Ivy was only 14 years old when Jesse McFadden murdered her. Okmulgee police say Ivy died from a gunshot wound to the head. Her family has 0 answers, couldn't say goodbye, and has no closure. So now they're looking for it.
I feel that my daughter, even right now, is standing behind me, telling me, Dad, keep going, keep doing this.
Phone or phone case.
Thursday afternoon, News 4 was invited by Webster and his family to take a closer look at where his daughter took her last breath. Behind these walls, the family found sex and bondage devices. In one of the bedrooms were restraints bolted into the bed frame. There was also a shelf filled with books about witchcraft. 10 feet away in the kitchen, another restraint with chains and locks still attached. Although there were reportedly 4 bodies found in this home, we didn't see any bloodstains, no blood splatters. In the back room, the most shocking find of it all, crucial items that had not been collected.
That's them.
So,
Babe, that's them.
okay,
That's
is that hers?
Yep. Okay. Hold on.
Call the sheriff.
Yep.
Don't touch them. Don't move them.
Ivy Webster's cell phone was tucked away in a laundry room cabinet, along with 2 other cell phones and 2 laptops. In the same room, syringes, what appears to be drug residue, and various items the family believes was used to torture their daughter before she was murdered. None of it collected by law enforcement until this family called the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office and asked them to come back to the home and retrieve these items.
There you go.
Pictures were snapped and the items finally collected, but not without a brief explanation as to why it hadn't been done before.
I want more done.
The problem is, we don't know what else to do. Like,
There's a story to be told here.
right.
We don't know what happened.
Don't know what else to do. I'm going to say
And
this.
since we don't have the only person that can tell us what happened,
He's dead, but we can try to piece it together.
And I'm going to say this was not done right. No crime scene tape.
we are open to any suggestions you all can
I'm saying
give.
this. They didn't do their job, and the whole world's going to know it.
But what would this accomplish?
I'm a grieving parent that my daughter got raped and murdered, and you're telling me right now that I don't have a right to know what happened? The story's right here. It's right here. And it's still sitting here. Still!
Disgusted with the investigation into his daughter's murder, he only saw more uncollected evidence on his walkout. Another phone in the top drawer of a nightstand, several computer towers, and a check made out to a local storage company still sitting in plain sight.
I'm upset. Healing, trying to heal. Still confused. Still a lot of answers that need to be given.
We've spent the day trying to find out why the cell phones, why the laptops, and why the other evidence was left behind. We were told by a sheriff's investigator in Okmulgee County that they were only responsible for searching the property, not the house. He said the house was the sole responsibility of the OSBI, but the OSBI confirms its investigators were in the house. But they tell us those investigators were only providing assistance to the Okmulgee Police Department. Today, neither the Okmulgee Police Department nor the Sheriff's Office nor the DA's office would comment on our story. The OSBI did issue a statement saying they will continue to support and assist our law enforcement partners and grieve with the families of this horrible event. The investigation is still ongoing.
And we know you
Family
will
of one of the victims is just outraged tonight that investigators appear to have left critical evidence at the crime scene.
Karen, the attorney for Ivy Webster, was shocked to see what he calls a house of horrors. Inside this house, restraints on the walls, sex toys, drugs, and drug paraphernalia. But most shocking, left behind by investigators, computers and cell phones.
These are the computers.
This video, taken by victim Ivy Webster's grandmother, shows several computers and cell phones still inside the house, like Lynn Wyatt, Holly Guess's aunt.
We're coming to get their personal belongings, some things that Jan needs. She can't do it, but she wanted people that knew Holly and the kids.
Jan Mayo is Holly Guess's mother, who never saw the living conditions before the video ran on social media. Family, we would air clips of left computers and evidence and kitchen locks on the counter. Now family members of several victims are demanding answers they feel right now they will never get on why this blatant evidence was left behind. Today, Lynn found multiple medical records and journals of the kids. On Wednesday, Police Chief Joe Prentice said there was no witnesses, so there was no evidence.
Again, I follow the evidence, and I don't have any evidence to indicate what the actual motive was. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, Normal people that understand care, love, compassion wouldn't understand if I could come up with it anyway.
Why didn't you get his technology to make sure he wasn't sending videos or pictures? You left the evidence, Mr. I'm all about the evidence.
Lynn and Holly's godmother, Kathy, are worried not only for this murder case, but that it could be devastating this evidence wasn't seized to help prosecute pedophiles all across the dark web. So just about an hour ago, Ivy Webster's family showed up. In addition to Holly's family, they were upset. There was a lot of confusion. Is this still a crime scene? Are investigators going to come back? So the sheriff's office came out and did confirm they've released this house back to the landlord, and the landlord has given them 2 days, and he's going to take everything to the dumpster. So they're taking those belongings. We've been trying to get an update on the investigation from the OSBI, who referred us to the police chief. The police chief referred us to the district attorney. I called the district attorney. They didn't call back, but we got a statement just about 20 minutes ago. It's very generic in nature. I believe they're going to put that up on the screen overall, giving thoughts and prayers to the families and confirming they are investigating. Reporting live outside Henrietta, Erin Christie, 2 News Oklahoma.
In my opinion, this is unacceptable and those families deserve answers. So please like, subscribe, and share, and maybe call down to that sheriff's department, because that lady's right. There could be evidence on those phones of more children being abused, and it's just not right. I also found it very interesting that there was 3 of the girls that were found in one area and the rest of the kids were, and the mom was found in another area, but the 3 girls that were found together were posed and moved to that area. And then there's all those witchcraft books in the house, and I was just wondering if that was like ritualistic in nature. So I'm not really sure about that, but it's just something I found interesting, and this case is just so sad. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.